Hey, what up, YouTube? It is Major G. Excuse me. And it's been long enough. I have not really. I've been slacking a little bit. Well, not a little bit. I've been slacking on my YouTube stuff well, not on YouTube itself, just actually putting things onto YouTube. I have been actually making videos. I've been making videos left and right. Unfortunately, because I'm on Rami and not Andromeda, Rami being my laptop, and Andromeda my full computer back in the U.S. I haven't been really updating, and that's primarily because I have been trying to. I only managed to fully edit two videos. I managed to fully edit two videos. Everything else I try to edit just it just doesn't render, and that's because Rami's pretty old, and it's, I don't know, Sony Vegas it's just not being compatible right now for some reason. And I feel like they're pretty simple videos. They're relatively short. They are reaction videos, but they're very short videos. Actually, one was kind of long. The other one was like 8 minutes, and it's just like it stopped. Like, no. Sorry, I stopped that one because it had reached the 15-hour mark or something, and this was it had reached the 15-hour mark, and it was only about halfway done. So it was just, and then if you remember about some of my older videos, I can't do anything on my computer while it's editing. So it was just like, all right, I'm just going to stop it from editing because I'm getting tired of having to wait for this. And so I'll just give you guys a little bit of an update of what I've been doing since I've been here. I have actually been kind of wandering around. Unfortunately, I really don't have much of a budget. I'm really broke. But I have been doing a few things. Later today, I'm going to the movies to see Ishukan Friends. If you guys remember one of my earlier videos, I'm a really big Kawaguchi Haruna fan, and this is her most recent movie. Unfortunately, today is the last day that it's showing, so I actually have to go way out to the suburbs. And it's not all that much. I think it's like $6 to get out there. But I wanted to see this movie because most of her movies don't come out in the U.S. Or none of her movies come out in the U.S. actually. Like, they're not even translated. So I figured I'd go over there and watch her movie, even though I can't really understand most of it. And it's the last day that it's being shown. Because unlike in the U.S., Japan actually lets, in certain theaters at least, I know on Toho's website, they actually let you know when the last day that they're showing a movie is. And it's Japan. The whole system in Japan in terms of movies is a little bit weirder. It's a little more expensive to go and see a movie. I am paying about $16 to go and see this movie. So if you ever hear Akasan complaining about going to the movies, this is one of the reasons why. And this is this is considered an old movie too. This movie came out in February. And it's almost the end of March. So, and there's only like 5 movie theaters or something still playing, and they're all out in the suburbs. They're all outside of Tokyo. I'm going to be doing that later today. Okay, in terms of things I have done. So, I did go to Akihabara. I have a video for that. I went to Akihabara. I've been to, oh my god, what was the name of the other place? Ikebukuro. I've been to Ikebukuro, and And both of those are actually the big anime hubs out in Tokyo. Akihabara is apparently actually getting a little lower because it's going in a different direction now. But yeah, I do have a video for Akihabara, and I'll probably edit that. I can put up no. I can't put up a raw because it's really long. I'll put up some of the. I can put up some of the shorter raws that I've done. I don't think. Yeah. I have a little bit of when I went to Ikebukuro, and that's when I did the ramen, the kaiten ramen, not kaiten, it's kaiten sushi, which is the conveyor belt sushi. Let's see. I did go to see the Gundam. But I have no video of it because by the time I got there, it was already closed. It was like 11 o'clock at night by the time I got. No, not 11. Sorry, it was. Yeah, it was a little after 11 o'clock at night by the time I got there. It was like it was around 11:10, 11:15ish. So I don't really have any video of that because it was really dark. Besides the live that I tried to do, which didn't work out because my signal, my mobile signal wasn't all that good, so I was having trouble streaming online. So if you see like 2 videos on my YouTube channel with me doing that and it's just cutting off, that's what happened. I would broadcast, and then in the middle of the broadcast, it would just cut off. That was when I was at the Gundam, so I just gave up. I tried to do it on Facebook, and then I just ended up just giving up because it just wasn't working out. And it was 11 o'clock. I was dragging around a suitcase with 2 wheels on it. So I was and the wheels weren't in the right spots. They were on like the side of it or something. So I just wanted to get to wherever I was staying, and it just wasn't a bad time at all. Or it just wasn't a good time at all. Let's see. Last weekend? Yes, last weekend I went out to Gunma. Did I post that video? No, I put it up on Facebook. I'm going to put up that video from Gunma. A little bit of the video. I did like a thing about it, just talking about me being at the host house and everything. But yeah, so here is my reference page. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to most of these sites. I wanted to go to most of these sites, but it was spread out between like 2 or 3 towns. Everything was spread out between 2 or 3 towns. And I would have needed a car for this, to go out and visit all these places. So the only place I did actually go to was the Ikaho Car and Toy Museum. Ikaho Toy Doll and Car Museum. And that, if you don't know, so if you don't know, I mentioned this in my previous video. So yeah, Initial D was all based on real, like all the places from Initial D are all based on real places. My the guy, the family that was hosting me, gave me this as a gift. These are all reference areas between the places in the manga and and their real life counterparts, including the tofu shop. So I actually got the full story while I was out here. So the whole thing with the tofu shop is that it was always based on a real place, which I didn't realize. I just thought it was a coincidence. So it was the tofu shop from Initial D is actually based on a real tofu shop, and location and everything. And so when China made the live action movie with Jay Chou, from you might remember from Green Hornet. He played Takumi Fujiwara in the Chinese film. When they made that movie, they found the actual tofu shop, and the name of it was Fujino, the Fujino's Tofu Shop. or Fujino Tofuten. And so they decked it out to make it look, so they completely changed the name on it so that it said, instead of Fujino, it said Fujiwara. So now it said Fujiwara Tofu Shop on it. This was in 2005, 2006, something like that. That's when the movie was made. So they went ahead and actually made this actual tofu shop to look like the one from Initial D, even though it was, because it's a clear case of real life inspiring art, inspiring real life, just like Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury in his new look, or his look in the comics, his major look in the comics in Marvel Ultimates was based on Samuel L. Jackson, and then they got Samuel L. Jackson to play him, and then which further continued the whole legacy of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. And so I guess the guy liked it so much, or he appreciated it so much, that he actually kept the shop. He kept all the everything. He kept everything on it that the Chinese people put up there. That said Fujiwara, and he just kept it up there. And then he died in 2010, I think it was. He died in 2010, and so his daughter either didn't want to or couldn't hold on to the place for, and so she was trying to, get rid, sell the place or whatever to another person or whatever. And I guess the government bought it for an urban renewal plan. And there's this museum out there. It's a pop culture museum, the Ikaho Toy Doll and Car Museum, which is basically a big pop culture museum. It's got a bunch of stuff. Like, it's just full of stuff. That's the best way to put it. It's just full of stuff. And a large part of it is pop culture, and it's not very far from the actual location where the tofu shop would have been. So these guys picked up on what was going on, and either they offered to buy it from her, or she offered to sell it to them. I believe they offered to buy it from her. And in 2012, the actual location of the Fujino tofu shop was torn down by the government. However, they took everything. They took everything from the shop front and put it into this museum, and in Ikaho, which is a nearby town, because I believe the actual town that Takumi lived in was either Ikaho or it was Shibukawa, but they're neighboring towns, so it's almost immaterial. So in this museum, they have a ton. Not only do they have the shop, the Fujiwara Tofu Shop storefront, including a full-on replica of the Hachiroku, and they also have what's his name's RX-8. is it the RX-7? RX-7. Sorry, they have what's his name's. They have one of the brothers, a full-on replica of one of the brothers, the racing brothers. I forgot their names. They have their Mazda, a mock-up of their RX-7 right there in the museum next to the tofu shop. So in this place they actually sell a ton of Initial D stuff. So I got this. I picked this up. So yeah, got myself a little Hachiroku there, and it's got little Trueno on the top, and I can't really tell. I would imagine. No, this isn't a specifically Initial D thing. So this just says Toyota. So I think it's just. This is the first time I'm opening this, by the way. I think it's just the Panda Sprinter Trueno. Yeah, it's just the Panda Sprinter Trueno. So it's not an Initial D Sprinter Trueno. It's just a Sprinter Trueno, but they do have a bunch of Initial D stuff. They have models of the Hachiroku, models of the Sylvia, like everything, like full on Initial D stuff. You'll see it in my video coming up for the museum. And did I get something else? I feel like I got something else. Oh, no. Okay. No, I won a few things. Yeah, I won a few things. They had some kind of little carnival prize where you, like, shoot things with a gun. And knock, like, one of those targeting carnival things. And I won. I was trying to get, like, a Go. Like, the board game Go. They had, like, a little pocket version of it. And I was trying to win that, and I got a couple other things in the process. So I went to Gunma for that. And let me think. What else? So far, that's been pretty much it. I wanted to go to the Bandai Museum, but I looked it up. I remembered it yesterday. I just happened to remember it yesterday. And I was like, oh, yeah, I should go and do that. And then I realized I went to go and look it up, and I found out it's out in the burbs. Like, it's, like, not even nearby burbs. Like, this is next, like, prefecture burbs. So that would be a pain and a half to go and do, especially since I don't really have that much money to do that. Let's see, anything else? I do still, when I'm gonna try, I still have about a week after I get back from southern Japan to do things, and it's at that point we'll probably have to borrow money again and see if I can do go up to what do you call it? I don't know why I can never. I'm so bad with names. I don't know why. Tsukuba. There we go. So when I get back from southern Japan, I'll have to try and see if I'm gonna be able to go up to Tsukuba, because Tsukuba is a little bit out of the way too. That's like another, and that was just gonna be like a day trip, which is why I was putting it off. Gunma was like 2 days. I was up there for 2 days, and I made plans with a host to host me. So that was something that had to be done on a certain day. Yeah. Nice thing is, at least, is that, okay, so here's also another set of big news. Tomorrow is big for me. Because I have not seen any YouTubers since I left. Not even since I left. I haven't seen any YouTubers since Akasan. And Joel. Hold on.